Hey, I'm live. How are we doing, everybody, tonight? So we are just getting started. We're getting started a little bit late. Peter is dealing with some bureaucratic nightmare upstairs. So if you hear somebody mumbling up above me, that's what it is. He's dealing with, I think, insurance, which if you are in the United States, you will know that insurance can be a total nightmare. And so that could be a problem. So what I'm doing right now, like I usually do with the live streams, is I'm going to just send out a little thing telling everybody that we are live. As soon as I can grab, there we go. As soon as I can grab the link to it. I see someone's here. Chris. Hi, Chris. Finally on time for a change. And I'm late for a change, so that's good. Or it's probably not good that I'm late, but it's good that you're here. Very, very happy to have you. I was just saying that Peter is upstairs right now. He, if anybody's ever had to deal with the American insurance system, it is a bit of a chore, and so he's trying to deal with that. So I am doing a bunch of stuff right now, just getting everybody to realize that we are live. One of these days I will get my life together and we can do this all before we actually start the live streams, but I'm putting it on Twitter, putting it on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. And we've been doing a bunch of stuff between the last live stream and this. Okay, that's all set. Very good. Cool, I can put the computer away. Yeah, so last time we were here, we created a turtle shell we're working on this guy, or this girl. I think it might be a lady turtle. We had cut out a shell shape and then glued it together to make a turtle shell. And what I've done since then, which isn't much, it's not a lot right now, but we were on a bit of a long weekend, or just a weekend, I guess, a weekend away, where we took George and Dog to Provincetown, and we had a good time there. And so I took this faux leather or pleather or vinyl stuff, and I made this little turtle shell, and that's where the turtle puppet is going to start to look like an actual turtle. So as you can see, it's going like that, and we're getting there. We're starting to get there. So yeah. So starting a little bit late, and I don't know if people are going to start late with us. Maybe, maybe not. I hope so. But yeah, so we've got the turtle shell started on that. I'm working on that. And one of the things that I wanted to do is start on the patterning for the turtle's head. I did find one of the things that we wanted to do for the turtle was make arms that can slide in and out really easily of the shell. And in order to do that, I needed a material that would be nice and slippery. And so I found this at Joann's Fabrics. It's a, it's like a silk. It's obviously not silk, but it's very silky. It's like a satin. It looks very blue on camera, but it's actually a blue-green, which isn't too far off from the color here. It's just a little bit shinier. So this material, let me see if I can take it out of the packaging. This material right here is who's going to give the turtle its voice? Probably Peter. Peter actually does most of the voices on this channel, just because of 3-ingredient recipes. On 3-ingredient recipes, I have to do the recipe part, and so he always plays all of the supporting characters on that. And we probably want another turtle. We have Herschel the turtle, who is a commercial puppet that we have, but we want to make sure that probably within the next year or so we have no more commercial puppets on the channel, and it's all stuff that we've made ourselves. We're about 75% to that point right now, yeah. So hopefully that will start up soon. So yeah, this is the material. It's a little bit thin, and it's a little bit, but it is nice and slippery. So I'm going to make the puppet's hands, or kind of arms with like little flippers on the ends of them, sort of like if you've ever seen Kermit the Frog. He has he has a hand, but they just keep it like that, so it looks like a frog's fins, flippers, whatever. Yeah, and also I'm going to cover his head in that, and that's what I'm going to start working on tonight. I am going to actually make a pattern, or try to make a pattern for this as well. And something else we'll do tonight is possibly, if we have people who show up and are interested, we will show some of the stuff that we got in order to build some eyes for the puppets. One of the puppeteers that I really enjoy on YouTube, his name is Adam Krudinger. He is a professional puppeteer, and he did a tutorial on how to cast perfect eyes, perfect circles, perfect dome eyes for your puppets out of plastic, and they will last a lot longer, which is a little bit longer than, well, let me get this guy. I will show you the eyes that we've been making. We were making eyes out of styrofoam, and they work pretty well, except that they're very delicate. When you've got styrofoam for eyes, styrofoam, of course, you can bend and shape. If you've got, like, hello there. If you've got, get this on him. He's kind of rumpled. I'm kind of rumpled. I was in the cabinet. So his eyes. Oh, hi, Phone Jones. How are you? Good to see you. I started a little bit late, so I was worried that people might not show up. But we've been hanging out, just 2 of us so far, and now we're up to 4. Hello. How is everybody doing? So Peter, right now. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Peter is upstairs. Oh, don't worry about being late. I was very late. I was just telling. Well, I was telling as I was starting the live stream. Peter is in insurance hell right now. So he's on the phone with one of the pharmacy companies where they send you your medications through the mail, and for some reason they always mess it up, and so he's been upstairs dealing with that. So I closed the door upstairs, and he and the cat are in the bedroom upstairs, and we are just talking downstairs. So yeah, this guy who I follow online, he makes professional puppets, and he every week shows a different thing on how to make puppets, how to make patterns, how to make hair. Like, he just did a thing about how to make a good hairstyle for a puppet, and he learned how to make eyes. Eyes, yep. I've got great eyes. You do. So Pika's eyes here are 2 styrofoam balls, and on camera they look okay, but if you look really close, this is really close, you can see they have like little pock marks in them. Why would you say that? Yeah. Because of the styrofoam balls. And so those are, that's the problem with having to work with something that's a little bit less sturdy, I guess, than plastic. All of the professional puppeteers will use these plastic domes. And I just saw a video about how to make them yourself. That's clever. So we're going to be casting those. I just bought the silicone to make silicone molds, and I bought the resin to cast the plastic. Been at home with family for 1 year as of August 2016. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we are going to be making eyes by casting them ourselves out of plastic. And once we have the molds and stuff to make our own stuff out of plastic, I have the feeling we will be making a lot of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. Very cool. I've been out of high school for a year. Great. I think you said that you just turned 20, or you're going to turn 20. So yeah. So I have Pika here, and one of the other things that this puppeteer showed us, 20 in January. Oh, okay. Is how to make a pattern to cover a foam head like this. Now, I made this foam head out of a pattern that I bought online, but if I tried to make the covering for it with the same pattern, it would be too small, because the foam is about a 1/2 inch thick all the way around, which means that you would have to add a 1/2 inch, and it's not always exact when you glue it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to start covering this, and the way that we do this, or the way that he's had on his video, is to cover it with something that you can bend over the whole thing. Some cosplayers will do this with aluminum foil or duct tape or something like that. Some pattern makers will just use muslin and then pin and pattern and pin and pattern and then take it and transfer it to paper. The way that I just saw online is to cover it with masking tape or painter's tape. And painter's tape is very non-sticky. It doesn't have a lot of stick to it, so that way you can take it back off. If you can see from this head that we have for the turtle, he has a seam down the front, like that, all the way, so he's 2 halves, and then he has 1 dart in the top of his head, which gives him sort of that roundness to his head. So I just have to cover 1/2 of his head, and then make a dart where that dart is. Giggles, hi! Well, I'm glad that you're finding it amusing. So we are going to start covering it, and the way that you cover this, you don't just take the tape and just slam it over the whole puppet. You use very small pieces and you cover it, you overlap the pieces, and what that does is it makes it truly a 3-dimensional shape. Now, I'm not sure if this tape is going to stick all that well to this foam because I have not done this before. I'm actually experimenting right here, but we'll give it a shot and see how it works while we're talking. So how's everybody doing? We have 4 people in the chat right now. How's everybody doing? I know Phone Jones is here, and we've got a bunch of people here, so hope you're having a good Monday. We had a really good time. We went to Provincetown. There's 5 months out. It'll be 2018. I can't wait for that. You know, the way that 2017 has been going, I'm okay with 2018 coming a little bit early. I think that's okay. I think 2017's been kind of rough. I'm okay. Well, that's good. Oh, hi. Hi, I know you from Twitter, right? So see what I'm doing right here? I'm starting to cover, and I'm covering a little bit over this line here because I'm going to draw the line and then cut it out so it's all nice and even. Oh, it says I've got a low battery. Hold on a quick second. This thing sometimes doesn't work. I mean, the second half of 2018, I can't wait. I don't care about the first half. Okay. Yeah, Twitter. Yeah. So, we went to Provincetown. I directed a play, and Peter was actually in the play that I directed. I hope I'm plugged in. Hey, Justin, how are you? I don't hear Peter yelling, so he's got to be going somewhat okay. I hope so. I hope he hasn't had a stroke or something up there. I know that he was not very happy when he was talking to the folks at the insurance company, but I've been there, and I have a very bad temper when I'm talking to people who are not being as helpful as I think they should. So and it takes me a long time to calm down after that happens, so I just wanted to make sure that he was doing okay and that he didn't feel any pressure to come down and perform when he was having a bad time. Just got back from the park with my son. Oh, that's great. That's great. Justin has a really adorable kid who sometimes shows up in his videos. Justin makes bracelets on YouTube. Well, not just bracelets. He does beadwork with plastic pony beads, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we went to Provincetown. I'm just seeing if I have another charger because it said my battery was low on my phone right now, and my charger, sometimes the phone rejects the charger that I use because it's one of the ones that you can get kind of off of Amazon, and it says it's not the proper type of charger. Do I have one in my... Hold on a quick second. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. What I'm doing right now, though, is I'm covering one side of this puppet head, which I made out of foam. This tape is not especially sticky. I would rather it be a lot stickier. I thought having the low-tack tape, this low-tack painter's tape would be handier. New puppet. This is, yep. So we made this foam head on a live stream a while ago, and I am turning it into a turtle. and I showed it just at the beginning, but this is the shell. We made the shell out of foam last week, and I just covered the back. It's a little bit messy, but I just covered the back of the turtle shell, see, like that, or like that, with this vinyl. We have probably close to 100 puppets in the house right now. Ooh, this tape is really not sticky enough. I might have to get some more tape if Peter gets back. And one quick second, I just want to make sure. Aha. If this will plug in. A quick second. That is not. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be doing this during the middle of. Nope, that's not a phone charger. Okay. I think the problem with the charger that I've got plugged in is that my iPhone keeps telling me that it's that I have a low battery and that I need to plug in a charger. But the cord that I have, sometimes it doesn't recognize that that's an actual phone cord, and so I'm just trying to find the other one that I sometimes use, because the official one works a lot better. But if it doesn't, if I suddenly go offline, you'll know why. So yeah, so I'm making a pattern. Nope, for that puppet head. I don't know where that went. With the tape, which may not be turning out. ADD. You know, I am pretty scattered on a good day, and when I am on a live stream, I can go in a million different directions, because it's like every week I'm running into somebody at a party that I've met and that I want to talk to that I haven't talked to for 6 months, and so I'm like, hey, look at the new puppet I did, and here's a new character that we did, and here's what's happening at work, and here's all this other stuff. So I do tend to go way off the rails during my live streams. Plus, I'm always working on something when I'm doing the live streams, and so I really do lose track. So yeah. Yeah, it is very quiet upstairs. I hope Peter's doing okay. Who knows? We'll see. I hope he's resolving this okay. I know insurance can be a real pain in the neck. So I think because the foam is so hard to stick to, I think that the tape is not. I probably should have gotten duct tape or something. So maybe when he gets down, I might use something else. Provincetown. Yeah. So I was in Provincetown with Peter and with George and Dog, and we were seeing a movie called A Very Sordid Wedding, which is based on a movie and a play and a TV series called Sordid Lives. I don't know if anybody saw it. It was when they were talking in the movie, they said it's been 17 years. So it came out 17 years ago, about 2000. And it's about this crazy southern town where everybody has things that they're not really ashamed of, but all this crazy stuff in their past. Yeah, this is, if you can see, this is really coming off. I may have to find something that's a bit stickier. And so I directed this play in 3 years ago, like 2015, 2014, somewhere around there. And Peter played a character named Odell. And we had such a good time, and we keep up with everything to do with Sordid Lives since then. I was born in 2000. Okay. Well, then you are the same age as the time that this play took place in, so that's fine. Making me feel old. 2000. But that's good. So yeah, 17 years ago. Yeah, so we went to see this movie. Hey Cricket, how you doing? I'm rambling on. We were missing Peter for a while. He was upstairs chatting with our insurance, or his insurance company, and I was just saying that if it was me, you would hear a lot of yelling, but he was resolving it himself. Can you make sure that that the phone charger is actually plugged in, because it was telling me I had a low battery. So he's downstairs. He came downstairs and he's looking at me like, you are talking to the phone like a crazy person, which is true. And usually he's the one who's got all the characters. So hold on a quick second. Do you want to You can just zoom by because they're not going to... They'll just see your... You might see Peter's pants. Oh, he's going to get a pillow. Okay, so we're going to have a quick... There we go. Sorry for that interruption. Anybody who has watched the channel for long enough will know that Peter is extremely camera shy and that he plays all sorts of characters. I was born in 1998. Yeah. I turned 30 in 1998, so there you go. Insurance companies.
You're old!
I'm very old, yes. Great video, sir. Hey, Pablo. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, we've got a Fwed.
Hello.
Hello. There we go.
How come you started the show without me?
Well, you know, sometimes when Peter isn't here, nobody else shows up. Why don't you show up when Peter's not here?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Mystery man. Yeah, he's total mystery man. I don't know why. But yeah, he...
you look good for your age, he says.
I look good for my age. Well, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not sticking at all. I was doing it with the tape.
Painter tape.
Well, I thought that the low stick painter's tape would work better because it might... I didn't want to rip the foam, but it's just not sticking at all. So,
Ooh.
Do you want to see if you can get some stickier tape, Fwed?
I'll try.
Down in the basement at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I hope I don't twip.
Okay, don't twip. Well, it's
I
hard to
won't
twip because I don't see any feet.
Don't use that against me.
I'm not prejudiced against the puppets. So, yeah, it does come in handy when the puppets are here and they can help out. So, sorry I keep adjusting this. I just want to make sure that phone charger is in. So I had to take that off because that painter's tape wasn't working. So yeah, we went down to Provincetown. We had a really good time. We saw the movie, which was really good. It's in I'm a puppeteer. I've been a puppeteer for about 2 years. Peter's been a puppeteer for a very long time. He learned puppetry in college, and he's been doing puppeteering for a very long time. And he's the one who taught me. So we did that, and then we were filming with George and Dog, or I was just filming with George a little bit, and we saw 2 of the queens that we have seen on a TV show called RuPaul's Drag Race, which... if you don't know it, it's a competition for drag queens, and 2 of the winners were there in Provincetown. They each had a show, Jinx Monsoon and Raja Gemini, and they were both kind enough to film with us. So if you see our most recent video, it has both of them. It has both of them on that, and so we got some really great footage with both of them, and then we went to see Jinx's show, and that was fun. And Jinx does a great show. She has a great voice. So while I am waiting for the tape, I thought they looked familiar in your video. Yeah, they were on Logo. They were on season 3 and season 5. I think they both won, and they've been all over the place since then. Sullivan's video last week, I'm vamping while I'm waiting for tape, featured this gal. Hello. I watch Logo all the time. I do too, and now they're on VH1, so it's even easier to get to. In 2.5 years since you've been growing long hair. Oh, great, you've got masking tape. Let's see how that works.
You like my wife's sweat?
Well, can I take it for the tape?
I suppose.
Okay. Thank you, Fwed. So yeah, let me just show everybody. So if you didn't see Sullivan's video this week, this is... We haven't named her yet, but there's a couple of...
Do you smell marijuana?
That's offensive. Careful before I call ice on you. So,
I need a fork.
You're done. So, yeah, so I got the idea halfway through the day on Tuesday, when we filmed Sullivan. I called Peter and I said, I have an idea, but it might not work, so when you come home, I might have something to show you. And...
That's not what you said.
Isn't that what I said?
No, he told me, you said, I have this idea, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
I'm not going to tell you what it is, right, because I didn't know if it would work. So I decided that we would do something called Creepypasta, which is actually just scary stories online, like Slender Man and all that kind of stuff. You're kind of like Slender Man. You have the really long arms.
What are you trying to say?
Maybe you're Slender Man.
Oh.
Maybe you're Slender Man. You terrorize children in the woods. Don't sniff me, it's offensive. So,
I need to get some cheese.
You're very cheesy. So, I got this idea that we would do creepypasta. Only it would be really creepy.
It worked.
It would be really creepypasta. Stop it! And so I made a quick, this is another, what are you doing? This is another foam head. And I glued that together, and then I got 2 skeins. This is like 1.5 skeins of yarn. And then a little bit of...
What's a skein?
A skein is... Who does love scary stories and pasta? I love... Oh, Christine! Hi. Christine is someone I worked with. Hello, Christine! Doesn't. Everybody loves pasta and scary stories. Not everybody loves aliens. So there. So, yeah, so I got 2 skeins of yarn. A skein is a package of yarn before you roll it up into a ball. And I just hot glued the yarn all over the puppet head. And these
So you cooked the pasta?
I cooked the pasta with hot glue.
Ooh.
And these are 2 styrofoam balls that are covered with felt. And then Peter actually took a brown magic marker and made the little indents that made it look like actual meatballs from behind. And then this is some red yarn, and then these are just googly eyes that I glued on. And then this is just a little piece of foam, and this is felt. And all told, it took me a couple of hours, which normally a puppet will take me like 10 to 20 hours to make, and this one took like 2 or 3. I'm a little lopsided, but don't hold it against me.
I'll hold the fork against you.
Yeah.
Now
it tastes like marinara.
It's kind of yummy.
Yum, yum. So, yeah. Not in front of the children. She looks great, Bee. Yeah, thanks. So she's fun. If I had more time, she'd be a little bit less lopsided. The mouth is a little bit off. I had made the foam mouth, but the mouth for the template that I had was very wide and not very deep, so I turned it around and then I ripped apart the head and I glued it back together. So on the inside, the head is really, really lopsided. But luckily, you cover it with enough pasta and you don't notice the flaws. Just a little sauce and you don't notice the flaws. Just a little sauce. Don't touch. No. You need a fork or a spoon. So yeah. So we thought of a few names. Penny for penne. We also thought of...
That's spaghetti, not penny. But not
well,
penny.
somebody said Estelle Spaghetti.
Ah.
What was the other one that we had?
I don't know.
Oh, antipasta. So, like antipasto.
Ah.
So, yeah, so I'm very proud of this. This was a really quick one. So we're going to try... So she was a one-day puppet, which I was very happy to do. And since then, people have been asking me that. Since that day, I have been asked many times from people to make puppets for them, and I am very flattered about it. But I'm not sure if I have the time. And also, I don't know if you've ever worked in design. Christine, you probably know about this. When you do something creative for pay, people all of a sudden feel like they can give you a lot of feedback about how well you're doing and what they want from you, and they all of a sudden think that your ideas aren't all that great and that you should... Oh, this is much better. Thank you. I don't know if anybody can see with just the one piece, but the masking tape is sticking a lot better. Pretty cool. Thanks, Justin. Yeah, so... Justin, you might know this. If you've ever had somebody say, can you make me a beaded bracelet or a beaded necklace or something, and if you make it for them, then all of a sudden they have opinions and they want you to redo it. I used to be in a graphic design department, and Peter is a graphic designer by trade, and
don't get him started.
It can be it can just be really tough if you're in graphic design or any sort of design, writing, anything where you're doing something for money. All of a sudden people feel like they can tell you exactly what you've done wrong, and I just figured it would be so expensive for me to do this. It would take me hours and hours and hours to make this stuff for these puppets, and would it be worthwhile? I don't know. So I'm not doing that right now.
I say I get the puppet. You want a puppet? Get a pattern. Make a puppet.
Yeah. That's what I did. I didn't know. I still don't even use the sewing machine. I just sew by hand. I'm not the best sewer. I'm not the best gluer. I'm not the best at cutting out patterns. But I make pretty good puppets, I think. I think I make very handsome puppets.
Thank you.
Puppets with a lot of personality.
And some that smell like marinara.
And some that smell like marinara. Yeah. So it's lots of fun. And now this is sticking a lot better. So what I'm doing, I'm going to cover this whole head in this...
Didn't he say like 3 layers?
He said 3 layers. Yeah, I probably won't get that all done tonight, but we can still talk. We can still chat while we're here tonight. Yeah, so it's about 3 layers. What you do is, because you have something that has 3 dimensions and you want to lay it out flat, what you have to do is cover it, and then I'll pull the tape off and then make what are called darts, which are little cuts in the pattern to make it 3-dimensional. So when you put 2 darts together, what it does is it forces the fabric to go together in a shape instead of in a flat, so you don't get like 90-degree angles, basically, is what you're doing. Are you bored?
No, it's a 90-degree
angle. Oh, you're a 90-degree angle. Oh, I get it. So
I was trying to help.
You are. I didn't realize you were doing visual aids on this one. So that is a very good 90-degree angle, I have to say. That's more like... Yeah.
This is more 90. That was like 85.
You are very good at math. So we're doing this.
Pixie's not here, so someone has to do the other.
Oh, well, Pixie's right behind you.
I know.
Oh, you just don't want Pixie to...
She's just not here.
She's just not here. I get it.
Uh-huh.
I see.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so we're making patterns. I was hoping to be a little bit farther along with this puppet, but I made another whole puppet while we were... during the week, and we went away for the weekend, so I should be a little bit easier on myself.
I'm making excuses.
Is that an excuse, or is that just a reason?
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, for you probably think it's an excuse, because you're...
No, I think
you're
it's
a taskmaster.
I think it's a reason.
I understand.
These people, they think it's an excuse.
Yeah, so, yeah. I made that puppet, and we did the... we did that. I still have to come up with a Sullivan video that we have to film tomorrow night. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
What do people do? Maybe we can actually crowdsource it. So people who are here, Sullivan needs to have another activity to try to be famous. What is something that famous people do, or something that's happening on YouTube that people are talking about? I thought about Team 10. Remember I told Peter about Team 10?
Team 10?
Team 10. So
Team 10. What's
Team 10? There's this guy named Jake Paul, and he's a young guy. He was on the Disney Channel on some show or something. And they have a house that is filled with all these kids who are like 20 years old, 18 years old, something like that.
Oh, so our audience.
Our audience, yes. Except our audience is very nice and smart and worldly, and they know a lot of stuff, and they hang out with the right people. And these people are a nuisance, let's say. So there's all these really young, good-looking people who all live together, but they do things like they burn up their furniture and throw it in the pool.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Well, because it gets views on YouTube. Thank you. You're welcome. You guys are all great, and you are much better than anybody on Team 10. Unless you are on Team 10, and if you are on Team 10, please mention this channel and send your people here. But
I don't want them to throw our furniture away into the pool.
I know.
Especially since we don't have a pool.
Yeah, I know. So it would just burn up in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Either that or they dig a pool and then they litter it with the burning furniture.
You ran out of steam there. Gaming seems to be very popular. We did one on games, but at the very beginning, we did one on video games, and he played Pong and Q*bert and Pac-Man. And that was a little bit... I vote Team 10 for Sullivan. Yes! I think we should have a Team 10 which is all puppets. How about that? Team Felt.
Get to work!
Get to work. I'll have to build about... Well, let's see. You and Pixie and Pika and Spaghetti Lady and the consultant. Low battery. Oh, we're at 20... look at this again. It said I was at 20% before.
There's a problem with having all those characters.
What's the matter?
there's you.
Uh-huh.
And there's Peter, who's around here somewhere.
Yep. What's the problem? What do you mean? What's wrong with having all those characters? What do you mean?
How many hands do you think we have?
Oh, you know. So yeah, maybe we do a team 2.
Team 2.
Team 2 is much easier.
Even that's pushing it.
Yeah, that's true. Team felt. I'm down. So yeah, so we could do a team felt. So maybe that's what Sullivan could do this time. He'd say he's doing that. The thing is that I'd have to watch more of their videos to understand what it's like to do a parody of it, and I'm not sure.
Do you really want to go down that rabbit hole?
I don't really think I want to watch all of that stuff. And gaming channels, yeah, we did a gaming something where he said he wanted to be a YouTube gamer, and he played all these old. He needs to go on a reality show like Trisha Paytas. Yeah, I hear she's doing really well on Celebrity Big Brother, or at least that's what everybody on Twitter is saying. I don't understand. I didn't think that she would do so well because I figured the other celebrities would get tired of her because Trisha Paytas is a YouTuber who, what does she do? She's famous. She's kind of famous for being famous. She eats on camera and she wears sexy clothes or not very many clothes.
I can do that.
Well, there we go. So she does that mukbang that Sullivan.
Where's that spaghetti? I eat that sexily.
That might be crossing a line. 2 characters. No. That could be cannibalism, or worse. So yeah. So she's on Big Brother UK, which I guess she's doing okay. Have him race a great white shark, shopping and eating. I know this is gross, but Pimple Popper. Oh, Pimple Popper. Oh my God, we could have pimple popping.
What do you do in your spare time?
Yeah, but there are there's this, what is it called? Dr. Pimple Popper, right? And she just pops, she's a dermatologist and she pops pimples on camera and people watch it. YouTube is weird. Sometimes I think that having a puppet channel is weird, but YouTube's very weird.
That is disgusting.
That is disgusting. What if we had a I couldn't make a pimple puppet by tomorrow. Could you imagine? I could make a pimple puppet that would be filled, no pimple puppet popping, please. I had somebody say that about Creepypasta last week. She said, I can't watch Creepypasta, it's too scary. Make a music video, review products like glove and boots, don't know what else. No, okay, so we got no votes on pimple popping, so we won't do pimple popping. Yeah, I was thinking.
I won't do the pimple popping.
A lot of folks that watch our channel do things called Dollar Tree hauls, and that's where they buy stuff at Dollar Tree and then they show what they bought.
You do that when you show off the puppet.
Yeah, although I make the puppets. Don't watch Team 10, you will lose brain cells and then it's over. Yeah, no, it's true. Mostly, I think it's just because I'm so much older than all the cast members that when you get older, you lose patience for people who are like really, really over the top, dramatic about stuff. So yeah, hauls are fun. So we did an unboxing for Christmas, but we could do a haul, Dollar Tree haul. We did the anti haul. Remember that?
Pun.
He refused to. Everything Sullivan does is an anti-haul. I mean, is a pun. So, pretty much. He just gets things wrong. I'm still making progress, by the way. Oh, it's hard to see. So, the masking tape's hard to see. Oh, there we go. So, you can see I'm about almost halfway done with the first layer. I probably will need a couple layers of this, but I'm just covering this in masking tape. And what I'm going to do, I don't think we'll have time because we usually do about 45 minutes to an hour. How about Sullivan dog dating on Tinder? Ooh, that's an idea. Are you still reading my comments? I am, but I just want to make sure everybody has a chance to give some input into the thing. So I know that you have a story to tell about your hair journey and your growing up, and that's fine. And I know people are reading comments too, so everybody who's on the chat has probably been reading along as well. So I'm sorry I can't respond to all of the comments because you do type very fast. I thought you were ignoring me. Nope. It's just that, you know, we have a whole bunch of people here, and so I want to give everybody the same amount of attention. And we also have to figure out what Sullivan's going to do tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes. So, oh, no offense. It's just, like I said, a lot of people who are chatting, and I just want to make sure that people, sometimes if one person's chatting a lot, other people don't feel like they have the place to jump in. So I just wanted to make sure everybody has a chance to talk, because we talk a lot. I talk a lot. My my voice gets very tired when I do these live streams because I talk a lot. A lot. You can do puppet storytelling. We did story time. See, this is the thing. Sullivan's getting close to 50 videos, and
already?
Yeah, and our 3-ingredient recipe. Oh, here's something. Our 3-ingredient recipe is going to be for this week. Is going to be our 500th video on this channel. So we are going to. I don't know if we'll do a special 500th video celebration for that, but we probably should. What do people celebrate with? Cake, usually. Maybe we could do a birthday cake or something.
With 3 ingredients.
3 ingredients. I did do a 3-ingredient cake. I did a 3-ingredient pineapple cake. I did a 3-ingredient ice cream cake made with ice cream. Everything's with that self-rising flour.
Oh.
Yeah, you use self-rising flour and suddenly you can make a cake. But yeah, I've been keeping count in the video manager here, and yeah, we're at 497. Peter hasn't said a word. Ask him what he thinks. Peter!
He tries not to think.
Peter doesn't talk on camera.
Not
He did.
usually.
Oh, actually, you did.
Yes.
In 12 Days of Christmas, we saw Peter's hand. And he said, Peter who stays hidden. So, this is starting to look like a mummy. I'm a mummy. Yeah.
Oh, it's a girl.
I'm a mummy. Oh, I see. I see what you just did. See? You say Sullivan does tons.
And?
So, so we're going to hit our 500th video, and I would say by September we will have 1 million views on this channel as well, because we're at 917,000 views right now. So we will hit 1 million. When we hit 1 million views, that's going to be a big deal. Some people really count their subscribers. I really, subscribers are great, and I appreciate everybody who subscribes. Subscribers don't always watch things. Like, there's a lot of people who will subscribe to a channel and then they don't watch, which is fine. You can keep up with it and just decide that you'll watch like binge watch or something. And so I don't really count the subscribers too much. I mean, I'll look and see how we're doing, but so much more than TV. I think I missed something, but
he was talking about how he liked the TV and radio.
Oh, I watch a lot more YouTube than TV these days too. We don't really we turn on the TV during dinner and we watch DVDs of shows that went off the air in 1975. Don't forget me when you guys are rich and famous. Oh my gosh. If only.
Rich and famous.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
What's
great?
that like?
I don't know what either one of those is like. I've never had a lot of money, and I've never had a lot of people know who I am. So,
I know who you are.
See? I keep building people, and then if I build enough people, then I'll be famous, right? Because they'll all know who I am.
There's one problem with that, Daily.
What's that?
Peter plays all of them.
So I need to get millions and millions of people for Peter to play. That'll work.
His arm's going to be really tired.
His arm's going to be really, really tired. So, nobody can see it, but Gracie is right down there. She's looking at us like, where's my food? She gets mad when we make. That's our cat, Gracie. So yeah, we're going to hit our 500th video and 1 million views probably by 500th video by the end of this week, and 1 million views probably by the end of next month, and that's exciting to me. Sullivan might recount his dreams to you. That might paint a picture of what wealth and fame is like. Hey, that's a really good idea. What it's like to be super famous, maybe.
Is the consultant going to be Sigmund Freud?
It would be kind of like, well, all famous people are in therapy, right? I'm a real Frankenstein, yeah. Except I don't dig up puppets from the grave to make new puppets.
Well, there is Xander.
Oh, there is Xander, yeah. Wayne's.
I thought he had a British accent.
Oh, that's right. He was just playing a zombie, right? So, yeah, that's a good one because famous people always go into therapy, right? So if Sullivan went to his therapist, who was the consultant, how about a dog lost audition tape for America's Next Top Model? Okay, so we were going to have, when RuPaul's Drag Race was on this season, we actually were going to use Rupert and it was going to be Sullivan Goes on Rupert's Drag Race. We even bought him a wig and false eyelashes.
Creepy.
And then we used the wig and the false eyelashes on
Pixie.
Pixie. So that rainbow hair that Pixie has is, yeah, Rupert's. We will do it. We'll probably do it when the next series come out, whether it's All Stars or season 10. But we just couldn't make it work like Project Runway. But it just didn't come together because we would need other contestants. We would need to put together like makeup and hair for all the puppets to be in drag.
We didn't have the budget for it.
We didn't have the budget. So we didn't have the $10,000 prize. We didn't have anything. So, or $100,000, they give them that. So we scrapped that idea. We cut up that rainbow wig. We put it on Pixie. We split up the false eyelashes. One pair went on Pixie, and one pair went on Pica, and that fabulous little hat showed up in
all over the place.
All over the place. We had this. Was it you, Cricket, who noticed that we had that little tiny top hat, the little pink one with all the sparkly stuff? That was supposed to be for the Rupert's Drag Race, but we didn't use it, so it showed up as like a prize at the carnival, and it showed up as a, I don't know. In the
bloopers.
In the bloopers one where we made that up. Yeah, we found that at Party City, and I love the hat so much, and we didn't use it. My bedroom is like a game room. Oh, you know what? A lot of gamers have this great setup, and they have that. What's the chair that all the gamers have, or all the big gamers have? They have like a specific chair that they all sit in, right? That's supposed to be good for your posture and stuff.
A lazy boy.
The eyelash sets are false only to use
to us fleshies.
To us fleshies, right? Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about fetishes, and I was like, wait a minute, this is going somewhere else. My son's room is like that too. Yeah, gamers have like really cool setups. They have like super fancy chairs, and they have they can do. I want to be able to do that thing that gamers do, where they have the game showing on one screen and themselves in another screen. Artists do it too, where they will they'll show themselves on one side on the little screen, and then their hands drawing or doing sculptures or whatever in the other. And I want to do that because doing all of this off camera, you can't see what I'm doing. But if you can see right here, I've got almost the first layer all done. And so what I will do is I will finish this up with a couple more layers. It's hard to see it. The blue also showed up a little bit better than this masking tape, but you can see this is the green side. This is the masking tape side. I will draw like Picardo and stuff. Oh, yeah. So if I could do that while I'm doing this on camera. Oh, you know what you can I was talking about the eyes. Do you want to get the measuring spoons that we're going to use for the eyes?
Ooh.
They're on the counter. And maybe Peter can rest his arm. I don't know why he needs to rest his arm while you're around, but he always says he has to whenever we have puppets around. I have a table stand that has 6 shelves and 4 game consoles. I can't play any games. I am so bad at it. The last game I was good at was Frogger. I used to be very good at Frogger, and that was in like 1985. I got the table stand in April. That's great. Double screen, one problem. Where would Peter hide? That's the thing, is that if Peter were here, we don't like to offend the puppets and say that Peter's here doing anything, but if I had something down here, then I would have to make sure nothing was showing on that side. Oh, here we go. So at the very beginning of this, I think we only had 1 or 2 people. Aww. I was talking about this great puppeteer named Aaron Kruninger, and he's the one who talked about how to make this pattern, and he was talking about puppet eyes. And puppet's eyes, so we've got Pica here. Like I said, puppet's eyes, we make ours out of styrofoam, but you're supposed to make them out of plastic, and you mold them. In order to mold them, you need to have something that is the shape to make the mold. And it's really hard to find something that's just a perfect half dome, or a dome. And so he recommended in another video these, let me put Pica down, these
measuring spoons.
Measuring spoons. They're Faberware, and you can see that they're all, each one of them is a different size, which would be perfect for a puppet's eye, depending on the size of the puppet. Like this, see? So he could have great big eyes, really big eyes, kind of like big eyes like you do, right? So that he could be your relative, or she could be your relative.
Oh.
And then we could have like little small eyes. So what we're going to do with these is we will take each one of these and then cut off the bottom here, or cut off the handle, and then yeah, you were late to your own. I know, I'm sorry. I was late to my own live stream. And then we put them down onto a board or a piece of cardboard or a piece of plastic. Glue them down. We have 2 sets of these. When any of your puppets come to an existential crisis in relation to their human wrist-shaped spines, think Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story. We often say don't look down if you're a puppet, right? Don't look down.
Ah!
Yeah. See? It really does throw you into an existential crisis. So these are going to be eyes. So we're going to cut off the handles, and then put this down, and then you pour silicone over the top. And when you pull off the silicone, you basically have things that look like this, like the reverse. And then you can fill it with plastic that sets and becomes eyes. And then you can glue the eyes down, so you don't have to cut anything in half or anything. So and you always have the molds. So we have 2 sets of these, and then Peter found online some that are in oval shape, more like almond shape eyes. And so we're going to try to make as many different kinds of molds as we can, and we'll probably do that this week if we get all the supplies. And if we do that, then next week we will have some eyes to show off. And those eyes, I don't know if people were here last week, but I'm making a puppet for a friend of mine who's another YouTuber named Ellen Stevenson. She plays a character named Daphne, and I'm making a puppet that looks like her, and she will probably be the first puppet to get a new set of plastic eyes that we make.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I was going to do it out of styrofoam, but if I'm going to ship them to England, because Ellen's in England, I want something a bit sturdier, and that would probably be a good thing to give to her. Okay, so we are at
a long time.
52 minutes. So, what have we done this week? This week, I got 1 layer of my masking tape. And so what I'm going to do with this is, I don't want to pull it all off right now, but this will come off. I'll pull this off of the puppet's head. This is why you need 3 layers, because it's very fragile. And I will lay it out flat. And when you lay it out flat, you can make a pattern, and then you transfer that pattern onto the material I got, which is this kind of ocean blue-green, which is going to be the head and the arms of my turtle, who has a turtle shell, which we covered. This is the front, this is foam. And sew that up and cover up this head, and then we can put on new eyes that we make out of plastic, and that'll be done.
Ooh. So
we keep building this puppet. And a lot of this, if you're interested in puppet building at all, Adam Krutinger, Krutinger, he does great tutorials. They are really great because he's a professional. He's been making them for years and years, and he does them for like television and commercials and stuff. What else have we talked about today? So we talked about leatherback. Yeah, he's a leatherback turtle. We talked about making a puppet under pressure. Yes! I'm the quickest puppet you've ever seen.
I've heard that.
So we made a spaghetti puppet this week. We talked about meeting drag queens in Provincetown.
You did?
We did. Well, George did.
Oh.
Yep. We met some fabulous drag queens. So if you are a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, you can check out our video from George and Dog. And that's it. And and we hit our 500th video this week.
Yay!
Yay. So that's it. I think that we will probably use one of the ideas that you guys discussed for Sullivan. So stay tuned on Wednesday for Sullivan's video, and you can see which one actually made the cut. And you're getting another original Xbox. Great. We're about to wrap up. Thanks so much for joining us this time. I'm very sorry I was late. I think that some people... will the leatherback turtle come into contact with biker gangs?
Only if he's wacky.
Ooh. Maybe.
What?
This show was not consistent. I'm sorry. I know.
You were expecting consistency.
I know. I go all
You
over.
on the wrong channel.
I go all over the place. But yeah.
Meander wing.
I do. I meander. We try to do a good part of a tutorial on making puppets, but like I said, my setup isn't great for showing all the steps, and if I completed the full step, I would probably be here for another 2 hours, and it's late. Yeah, and we're old, and we get Missy Bell. This was great. Thank you. So yeah, definitely, if you want to, you can check out the recording of this live stream, and if you have a YouTube channel, feel free in the comments to pimp your YouTube channel to other people and say what's great about that. Thanks for joining us this week. We are here every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, talking about puppets, making stuff for puppets, hanging out with puppets, sometimes hanging out with Peter while he's talking to his insurance company and all that. Still enjoyed it. Oh, good. Good. I hate to disappoint anybody. I really do hope that everybody has a good time. We will see you again next week. Definitely tune in this week for our Sullivan 3-ingredient recipes and George. Good night, Christine. Good talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.